Are we gonna rank every individual version of the consoles?
Oh yeah,
Because
that's
we're putting the base 3DS in F tier, and I'll explain why later.
okay. Well, um, I'm just gonna go in the list that this. I didn't even do an intro. Welcome to the handheld tier list. This was something I've been wanting to do for a little bit now. I'm gonna be so real. I saw one of those AI president videos. Put the 3DS in F tier, and the only reason they could seem to explain why was because the 3D on the original 3DS wasn't that good. We're just gonna ignore the portability or the catalog of great games it had. Nah. So I feel like I need to take matters into my own hands and do things right. Okay, so we'll just get started. We have the original 2DS, and I'm a little bit biased because I'm sorry, Nintendo, like big Nintendo fans, I'm not a huge fan of the clamshell design. I just feel like with this brick, I can get a better hold on it. Um, the sleep, what is it? The sleep mode switch. That's like really cool. Um, yeah,
Okay,
and
I'm not gonna lie. This one gets like A tier for me because whenever I was younger and I had a 2DS, I would use it as like a sort of stim toy where I would just repeatedly turn on and off the sleep mode, and it was the most fun I had ever had.
what about all
I'm
the
pretty
games you
sure
could play on it?
I probably spent more time doing that than playing the games.
Okay, yeah, I'll put this in A tier, honestly. Yeah, they're really cheap. They're really affordable. Can play like every 3DS and DS game. Can still have online. A pretty goated console.
I agree.
And then next we have the 3DS XL. Honestly, I
The
would put
base
this one.
one,
Hmm.
the base one, I'm gonna say maybe like B tier because like it's literally just base 3DS but with a clamshell problem.
Oh, I was gonna put this one in S, honestly, or like.
Wait, really? I was thinking the new 3DS model deserves S tier.
Well, yeah, of course. Like, I mean, all the XLs deserve S tier because the regulars they just don't cut it, honestly. But
True. My problem with this one is that the reason why I'm saying A or B tier is because I think the new model is just superior due to the extra games.
that's true. That's true. Okay, yeah. No, yeah, I can see why. How about A? I think A's good
Yeah,
because
yeah. Bottom of the road.
it has
This
lot.
one, this piece of shit goes in F tier.
The
This
original.
yes.
Yeah,
I
the
had it
original.
whenever I was younger and I got a 3DS. I had this motherfucker for 1 week. I dropped it maybe 3 feet and it snapped.
Oh wow.
I got
Okay.
we got it repaired and it happened again after another week. I hate this stupid thing. And the worst part, I'm apparently far from alone. It is a very common memory that like children who had this thing just it didn't last more than like maybe a few months.
Wow. My
Yeah,
brother
so this,
has.
mhm.
He's had an OG 3DS since like 2013. It's still going strong. But yet
Oh
again,
wow.
he never uses that thing. So that's
Mhm.
probably why. I I'd
Yeah,
go I'd go D tier because the 3D gimmick is pretty cool. You can still play all 3DS and DS games, so the catalog is pretty good. It does get
mhm,
really uncomfortable after a couple hours of playtime, but yeah, it's good system. I like it.
mhm.
So
Is that the DSi?
this is the DSi XL, I believe. Yeah.
That so it's literally just a DS, but with more to do. And to me, the DS is so elite because of the exclusives. Like we've got The World Ends with You, we've got Sonic Rush, Sonic
Mario.
Colors DS. There's Mario Kart DS as well. I think that's a good game.
Dude,
The new Super Mario Bros. DS is also really good.
Oh yeah,
I
Mario
think
Party DS. The
Mario, yes, Mario Party DS. I think there's so many exclusives that I arguably would say the DS is better than the 3DS. I think this goes in S.
You think it goes S tier?
Mm.
I think I would agree, honestly. There's a lot of I had it like I'm like any normal kid. I had a DS growing up. Oh my gosh. Used that thing almost all the time. You know, you had Mario Kart DS, New Super Mario Bros, Mario Party DS, Mario and Luigi, Bowser's Inside Story, like just banger after banger after banger. They could not stop.
And the thing that makes it even better,
It's
it plays Game
portable.
Boy games if I remember correctly.
Well, this is the DSi model, so there's no Game
Oh,
Boy Advance back. The DS Lite and the original DS did.
okay, okay,
So
okay. So those goes in S as well because the backwards compatibility went really hard.
should we put this one in A because
Yeah,
the
yeah,
D
yeah. I was gonna say that's kind of a flaw.
this one it does have a camera, and I remember like an online shop where you could download DSiWare. That is pretty good, but honestly, I'm okay trading the camera with the Game Boy Advance games. Like I'll take it. So that's a but they did update like the system itself a lot because the original DSi, you could not look at that thing wrong without having to turn it off. Like you could just go to the settings and mess with some of the settings and it would make you restart it. It's like why? So they did fix all that with the DSi, which is really nice, but you know, let's see. Original DSi. I'm gonna throw it in A tier again. This is the DS I had when I was a kid, but the blue one, that thing went crazy. I loved my DSi as a kid.
I only had the XL, so I don't know about the base model, so I can't really say anything.
I mean, I would imagine the XL is pretty similar to the regular, so I don't think you missed out on anything. But
Mhm. Yeah, I
go,
mean, there's in like green size or whatever, so I don't know if that was ever an issue.
just goated system. Loved this thing.
Mhm.
Now, the Game Boy Micro. So, I don't think this thing could play original Game Boy games like all the other um, Game Boy Advances could. So, this thing really tiny. It was really cheap though. Like the MSRP was like $70, I think. Don't fact check me on that. Don't quote me on that because I have no clue.
Mhm.
Um, I would say like C tier, honestly, because
Yeah,
I feel like
never had this, so I'm gonna take your word on it.
size matters, and I feel like I could only use this thing for like
Oh,
30
so I'm not
minutes.
special to you.
What's that?
Size matters, so I'm not special to you. Okay,
I'm sorry.
fine.
Okay.
I'll just take my 3-incher somewhere else.
Okay, so now we have the Game Boy Advance. I have a Game Boy Advance, except I'm a Chad and I have the 101. There's like a difference between models. There's like a 101 and an 01 or something like that. It's like one you can make the screen brighter or something like that. I forget, but that's kind of not really important for this. So, you know, Game Boy Advance had a lot of really cool special editions, kind of like the 3DS XL. You had the Pikachu, the SpongeBob. Those are the only two I'm gonna mention because those are the only ones you really need. So
Bombao.
I would say S tier, honestly.
Mhm. I agree. The exclusives are also good. I mean, the Fire Emblem games, the Sonic games.
Yeah,
They're
just
the
a
only
lot
ones
of.
I need.
And then you have the Mario Advance series, like just a lot of really solid games on the Game Boy Advance.
Mhm. For the video watchers' understanding, my mouth is already starting to really hurt, so I won't speak too much from now on.
Okay, gotcha. So now we have the original Game Boy. I would put this thing. Also, I'm just gonna throw this out there. The Game Boy SP can charge, unlike the other
Mhm.
Game Boys that needed batteries. So I'm gonna put this one in A tier, just because the screen, no backlit screen, unlike the Game Boy Advance, which kind of sucks. This one also needs batteries, so can't recharge this. So if you just run out of batteries and you don't have any with you, then
You're
sucks,
screwed.
man.
It's a
Can't.
flaw, I think. So yeah, a decrease.
And the next, what is this? The game. Is this like a see-through Game Boy Color? There's no colors. I couldn't even tell what this thing was because it's not colorful like the other Game Boy Colors. It's weird. But I'll put the Game Boy Color. Actually, I feel like it just makes sense. I'm gonna talk about the original Game Boy first. It feels weird talking about the Game Boy Color, and then moving to the Game Boy Light, and then the 3D, the new 3D. Anyway, original Game Boy. I'm gonna be completely honest. This thing's like, it's nostalgic. It's a classic piece of gaming history, but I honestly don't enjoy this thing very much. The screen, puke green, we love that. And whenever I pick up a Game Boy, the only games I think I would enjoy playing are like Mario Land 2 and Pokemon. And other than that, I'm like, okay, I don't want to play anything else on this thing. Like, just, I didn't think there's that many, like, all the Game Boy fanatics are gonna get so angry with me, but honestly, I just don't know what to play on this thing. Like, there's only 2 or 3
Agreed.
games I would want to play on this, so
Agreed.
I'm gonna put it in B tier because it is good. It is like a classic, and I'm confident there are like better games on it, but you know, there are revisions and other ones that I think are better than the original Game Boy, like the Game Boy Color. That game had its own exclusive games and some like remakes, like Super Mario Bros. Deluxe. That added a lot of new content. Link's Awakening DX. You know, you could play Link's Awakening on the original Game Boy, but the color makes the game 100 times better. So I think I'd put the Game Boy Color in A tier. Just did things infinitely better, and we love that.
Mm-hmm.
The next is the, yeah. So this is like a revision of the original Game Boy. I don't think it did anything new. I think it just had a clearer screen and was a little bit smaller. So I'm gonna put it in B tier as well.
I was
And
gonna
then,
say, since that one's better, maybe C tier for the original.
you think C tier? What if I put it
Mhm.
like high B tier?
Mm-hmm. Fair.
And then next, Game Boy Light. I think similar situation. This one just adds a backlit screen so you can actually see what you're doing. But it's kind of weird because they came out with the Game Boy Light and then came out with the Game Boy Advance. So it was kind of weird to see this Game Boy finally have a backlit screen and then go back to the Game Boy Advance with no backlit screen. It's kind of funky, but you know, whatever. Who cares? Now, moving on to the new 3DS XL. This thing, I have. Oh, excuse me, I had like a burp. I have the Galaxy Edition. This thing goes crazy. Got that little,
Me too.
got the little C-stick nub thing. It loads. Like, I loaded up Smash Bros. That thing loads games significantly faster. It is crazy.
Okay, so I have a possible hot take. This one
Okay.
goes in S tier, and I think the 2DS XL goes in either A or B tier because it actually has a factoring error that sometimes it literally just bricks itself. And I've had 2 of these, and I can confirm that they have both done that.
Oh,
The
really?
2DS XL. Yeah, both of my 2DS XLs basically killed themselves after like a few months. I don't
Okay.
know. It's apparently not. It's apparently rare, but I'm pretty unlucky. So the fact that that's a problem in general means that it's definitely a downgrade to where it could have definitely been the definitive version. I think that the 3DS XL is better because of that. Not only that, but it's also, I believe. No, it's not. I was gonna say it's the thing about the GSXL that's better is that modding it is a little easier because you don't have to unscrew the back. But I think the fact that it can literally brick itself means that it's still not as good, even if the fact it's easier to mod.
Yeah. It's like the red ring of death on the original Xbox 360. It's like, you can't.
Yeah. Where like
That's-
it's like now I don't think Nintendo accepts repairs anymore. So basically, if your 2DS XL does it, you're screwed.
I think we'll skip past the new 3DS for a sec. We'll put this in an A tier.
Yeah, I was gonna say overall it's still a good console because it's still a 3DS. It's still moddable. You can do whatever, but like don't expect the longest lifetime out of it.
Yeah, man, I didn't even know about that. That's wild.
Yeah, I am 2 for 2, and apparently it is not that rare of an issue. Well,
Oh man.
as in like, it's rare, obviously, but like not rare enough to me to warrant it to reach S tier.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Yeah, because whenever I looked it up, apparently, whenever I was like trying to figure out what the hell happened. In fact, I think I still have my old 3DS. Hold on, let me see if it's got charged, and I can literally like turn on my camera and show exactly what happened.
Oh, okay, okay.
I still have it. I still do. I can. It's dirty because like I've literally, it's like old, and I don't use it for obvious reasons. But I'm gonna let it charge for a little bit, and then like that can be a segment of the video. You can probably just edit that in.
Okay.
Or I
sure.
can literally just prove what I mean whenever I say that this thing actually just kills itself.
Okay, I'll be sure to add that in.
Yeah.
Okay, so next, if I could do technology right. Next we have the original 3DS XL. Not, what am I talking about? The new 3DS, don't even know what kind of 3DSs I'm talking about. So, apparently this one has like the most clear screen, so games look a little bit better. Not like you're coming to a 3DS for great graphics, but I just want to throw that out there. I think my hands are, and everyone says this, and everyone says the XL is better because they have bigger hands, so the XL is better for them. But like, I just like the XLs more. I feel like I could make an original new 3DS work, but I would be longing for an XL. I just like the XL ones more. But I think I would put this in like S tier, honestly. Also, I just realized I put the new 2DS in the back of A. I'm gonna put the new 2DS in front of the original, personally. Like,
Yeah. It's overall still an upgrade from the original, so I would say it's worth it, but it's not S tier worthy.
yeah. So yeah, and then next we have the.
Wait. Okay, so random, but it's actually working now. I will turn on my camera and show this dirty ass 3DS. So, whenever I say it kills itself, I don't know if you can see this or if you've got it, so it'll be showable in the video.
Here, I'm gonna set up a display capture.
Yeah. I'll give it a second. Just so that people know that I am not shitting them, this thing actually does do it.
Oh,
And this one isn't even modded. So, this just happened to a natural 2DS XL, and like, I don't know what to do. I never really got it repaired, but...
Show it.
Okay. So you can see this in the recording, right?
Yeah.
So, here's this. You can see it trying to turn on. I don't know if that was very visible, but...
No, I saw that.
Yeah, and it's not going through. Let me see if I can make it. It makes a click noise, and apparently that just means the thing is just fucked. Okay, now you can probably hear literally everything in my room, including my fan probably. But just trust. Did you hear that noise?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let me up my sensitivity again. There we go. So now you guys know I'm not shitting you. This thing actually just it's screwed.
Wow. That is.
Yeah.
Dang.
That was $250 wasted. So needless to say, I wasn't very happy. And
No,
neither were my parents. I told them that I didn't do anything, and they didn't believe me.
Hate to see it.
Yeah.
But moving on to the DS Lite, I would say personally, I think the DS Lite is like the best version of the DSs. You know, you got whole DS catalog, can play Game Boy Advance games. It can just play the most, and I love it, and I'm putting it in S tier, and I'm not letting anyone tell me otherwise.
And that's completely fair.
Yeah, boom, exactly. And then next we have the original DS. I'm gonna put this in A tier, not because it just looks worse. Like, this looks like a gaming system. This looks like something my electrician would pull out. Like, they just look completely different. I don't know if there's anyone in the world who looks at the original DS model and goes, yeah, that's the best one. I'm sure there's one. There's gotta at least be one. And to that person, you do you, whatever makes you happy, but I think the
Yeah.
light is better, so...
I had a friend that had the original DS model, and my original thought was, what is this?
Yeah, see, witness testimonial. Alright, so for our last handheld, the tier list didn't originally have the Switch Lite, but I added it because it is like a handheld exclusive. Like, you can't dock this thing at all, so I think it deserves to be in the list. And no surprise, I'm putting it in S tier, man. Like, battery life is pretty decent. You can play pretty much every Nintendo Switch game. You can still play online. You can do literally everything a regular Switch can, but it's handheld only. And I guess that does. I guess that does. Oh, go ahead.
I would say top of A tier above the 2DS XL, because while it is a great console, not only is the non-dock thing kind of an issue due to the fact that the name is Nintendo Switch, but also you have to pay in order to play like the games that, say, you can just naturally do with the 3DS by modding. You have to pay like $50 a year for that, and I think that's kind of a flaw when, say, the Wii U had Virtual Console. You could just choose whatever game you wanted for like maybe $5. And now, if you wanted to play one game from the Game Boy on Switch, you got to pay $50 just to do that. It's, to me, I think that's kind of a flaw. But I could accept S tier if you're still like gonna do that.
Well, I feel like that's more.
But
Well,
I think
the whole the way the Switch went about the Virtual Console, that's just Nintendo. Like, that's not the Switch itself's fault. That's just Nintendo being stupid. So, but
I wonder if they were like rubbing their hands maniacally, just like money.
money. What if we just ruined the Virtual Console?
Yeah, Nintendo or something, dude. What's going on?
Ever since Reggie left, it's been downhill.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, you're right.
All right, that is I added F tier. We didn't even use it. You know what? Yeah, there we go. So,
Did you put the 3DS in F tier?
Yeah.
Thank you.
So
I can't see it because the screen share isn't on, but like.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, 3DS is an F tier. But yeah, that's the tier list. This is the definitive tier list. This is the best tier list. Out of any tier list, this is the best one. So,
if you guys disagree, you guys are wrong, and you should face me in Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2 to settle the score.
Yeah. Go do that. And
my Zanny Phantom skills are unmatched.
But yeah. So that's the tier list. Definitive tier list is the best one. I can't think of any outro stuff, but if you would place anything differently, I want someone to argue for the Game Boy, honestly, because I feel like I'm not doing the Game Boy justice, but from what I've used of it, I not the biggest fan, so I kind of want someone to try to change my mind on that, honestly.
Now, a little bit of a motivational speech before the video is out. I might sound like I'm roughed up, but I promise you, wisdom teeth removals aren't as bad as people say. Do ask for sedation, because that's probably the reason why I'm doing much better than most. You wake up, you feel a little sore, you're not able to eat properly, and then a few days later you're fine. I'm like 4 days in, I don't feel any more pain, it's just still swollen and healing. But overall, it's not bad. The most I feel is a little bit of soreness whenever I smile or laugh. But honestly, the pain isn't that bad. And I think that Again, it might just be me, because again, pain is different for everyone. But I would say if you need wisdom teeth removed and you're like hesitant about it because of the stories you've heard, it's worth it. Get it over with. I feel much better.
Yeah, I put wisdom teeth removal in C tier. Not too bad, but anyway.
Ow. That's what I mean when I say that I laugh too much and it hurts.
Okay, so we're for this guy's sake, so they don't die. We're just gonna end the tier list. So, make sure to like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it if you did it. Make sure to. I would just. I almost said like and subscribe twice in a row. Yeah, like and subscribe. It's so important. I'm gonna tell you to do it twice. I hope you guys.
Remember, most importantly, out of everything else, to like and subscribe.
Of course, of course. Yeah, make sure to like and subscribe. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Just remembered that I have a display capture and not a window capture on, so you just saw me open OBS for no reason. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Dude, that's my thing. My thing was to say I love you. Oh my gosh. You just stole my thunder. Okay, you know what? We're ending the video. Just bye.